Hello, residents of Freedom Village. This is John Bruner, your Executive Director. Today is Tuesday, October 6th, and welcome to our Tuesday Talk. I have some new news, some additional residents that have tested positive for COVID-19. I want to read that memo that I prepared for you that will also have been read over the intercom system today. Yesterday, we received news of an independent living resident that tested positive for COVID-19. This resident was in the hospital over the weekend for an unrelated condition when the resident was tested and came back positive. The resident's spouse remains in the condo under quarantine. This morning, we received the test results of another independent living resident that had tested positive for COVID-19. This resident was tested on Friday after reporting symptoms to us that they said had begun on Sunday, September 27th. This resident has been self-quarantined since Sunday, September 27th. The resident's spouse has been tested as well, and we are awaiting those results. Our wellness nurse is making wellness calls 2 times per day to check on the positive resident's health symptoms. No other residents are reporting symptoms at this time. We've had 6 positive cases of COVID-19 at Freedom Village in the last week and a half. 4 of those residents remain here in their condos. 2 of those residents are currently in the hospital. For the residents that continue to reside here at Freedom Village, we continue our wellness checks 2 times per day. At this point in time, almost all of our activities here at Freedom Village have been put on hold, as you know. I want to emphasize the gravity of this situation and how critical it is that you continue to follow all the precautions we have in place of wearing your mask, washing your hands, social distancing. The common areas are open, but I plead with you, if you do need to use the mailroom, if you need to go to the front desk for something, to always use social distancing, which means stay 6 feet or more from others. Always wear your mask. Wash your hands before and after you go out. And if you do have to go out to visit, to pick up supplies, avoid crowds. Always wear your mask. Social distance. Wash your hands before and after you go out. It's so critical. We've done our contact tracing on each of these cases. There is no indication of an exact cause of where these cases originated from. But the more we interact with others, the more we go places and interact in cases where we're not wearing our masks, where we're not social distancing, it puts ourselves at risk, and it's critical for the health of our community that we stop this, which is why our protocol is to go for these 2 weeks of time until we no longer have any more cases. I implore you to do that, and it's critical that we can get through this together, that we can follow the safe practices and begin to get back to where we were. This is a marathon. It's not a race. We need to be vigilant, careful, and protect each other. So I thank you for that.
Hi everyone, it's Stephanie Yateman, Director of Resident Services. 2 important things that I like to go over. Number 1 is hand washing. Hand washing is our number 1 protection for ourselves and against this virus. It is very important that you wash your hands at all times and as often as you can, at least 30 seconds every time you're washing them. I always recommend anytime you touch something, always washing them. We do have the hand sanitizer around the community, so always using that also. One way to do it is when you're coming off your elevator, use the hand sanitizer in front of you with your elbow, put it into your hand and make sure you lather it into your hands and make sure it's dry to help kill the virus. Also, when you have the chance, again, I always recommend hand washing. We recommend that the most you use a hand sanitizer is 3 times. After the 3rd time, you should always wash your hands. If your hands are contaminated, they feel wet after touching something, you want to go immediately to washing them with warm soap and water for 30 seconds. Another very important thing is wearing your mask. Our mask is made to help as another layer of protection for you. It is also for anyone that potentially could be carrying the virus but is showing no symptoms. This mask is a protection for both of us. If someone is having no symptoms but carrying the virus, and another person could catch it. So our mask is very important for all of us to be wearing at all times. Once you step out of your condo, you should have that mask on for the entire time. I'm just gonna show a little demonstration of how to wear your mask and ways not to wear your mask. So it's important when you're putting your mask on, you wanna put it onto your face and you wanna make sure your nose, mouth, and chin are covered. So I pinched my nose up here. My chin's covered, my nose is covered, my mouth's covered, everything. When you remove it, you want to take it from the back of your ears and pull it and take. You never want to touch the front of your mask because that is where it's going to be very dirty. That's where the virus potentially could be sitting. So you never want to touch that. So always keeping that area from you. Always monitor, and again, pinch. Look at your mask when you're using it. If it's wet or soiled or anything like that, the mask is not going to work as well as it should. So get rid of that mask and have a new one. The cloth masks are good. You know, a lot of you guys have the cloth mask or different ones. So it's good to have, you know, if you go to the store and you can get a couple, that's great. The more we have, the better is better for you. I can say I probably have 10 different masks to match my different outfits sometimes. So it's important to have different ones. Some things to not do with your mask. Do not wear your mask like this. You're just having this virus sit right here as you're talking. Not like this. You want your nose needs to be covered also. There's other ways people try to wear them too. Just one off the ear. Again, this is just sitting right next to your face where the virus potentially could be at. So when you have this off in your condo, it should be completely off of you. Any other times, it should be covering your entire face. Another one is practice social distancing, staying 6 feet or further apart from each other. It's okay to talk with each other and see each other, but make sure you are 6 feet apart and saying a hello, how are you? And we recommend that you keep on going. If you guys want to have a conversation, I recommend, you know, going back to the condos, picking up the phone and talking with each other. We want to keep each other safe and healthy during this time. It's critical for the next few weeks for us to really do everything we can as residents and associates here to keep everybody healthy. You know, taking a walk outside is very important too. So if you're by yourself or walking and you have your mask in your hand, if somebody walks up to you or is starting to come your way, please put your mask on when you're walking with each other. When you're sitting outside with each other, if you're sitting at the benches, 6 feet apart on the benches. So only one person per bench is recommended at this time with mask on when you're talking with each other. If you have any other questions, please let me know. Please give me a call at any time. But again, always washing your hands for 30 seconds as often as you can. The more we wash our hands for all of us in the community, the safer it's going to be. Using your hand sanitizer, that's all throughout the community, and wearing our mask at all times and practice social distancing.
Hello, Freedom Village residents. Rick Tavani, Director of Maintenance here. Just a friendly reminder, maintenance is not coming into your units to do work orders. We're trying to limit the amount of time that they spend in any condo. So please remember, only call in emergency work orders at this time. Hopefully this will clear within the next 2 weeks and we'll be able to do all work orders. So I really appreciate if you only call Diana for something that's an emergency. And if you're unsure that it's an emergency, please call and we can talk you through it. So again, thank you for your time and hopefully we'll see you live in the next 2 weeks. Have a great day.
Hi everyone, this is Martha Bowman. I'm the Activities Director here at the community. Really quickly, I wanted to remind you about the content that we have on Channel 1970. We have some really great things scheduled. We have some exercise classes so you can continue to move your body and exercise. We have a 10 a.m. documentary series. We have evening concert series on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 7:30. And in fact, next week, Fred Miller is going to release his pre-recorded program that he's made just for Freedom Village. So take a look at the Bugle on the back. You'll see the happenings page. Everything that is going to be playing on Channel 1970 is listed there. I also wanted to encourage you, get outside, get some fresh air, take a walk. It's been absolutely beautiful. I know that it's so hard to have to stay in your condo and to miss out on the activities and things that you normally do every single day, but it really does help to get out, to get a change of scenery. So I encourage you, if you can, to get up, get moving, take a walk, and enjoy some fresh air. You also know that the fitness room and the pool are open for use at this time. We are limited to one person or a couple at a time. So it was brought to my attention that some people are kind of monopolizing the time and really not being considerate of their friends and other residents. So I ask that if you have signed up for every single day or several times throughout the week, to please reconsider that to allow time for other residents to take advantage of those places. All right, well, we miss you all. Hope you're doing well. If you need anything, please don't hesitate to call. We are down here in the office, and we'd be happy to answer any questions you might have, or just to chat and say hello. All right, bye-bye.
Today I would like to talk to you about the Employee Appreciation Fund. Some of you may not know about it and others may have forgotten. So we have a no tipping policy here at Freedom Village. So 20 some years ago, some smart people here at Freedom Village figured out a way where we could all give to the Employees Appreciation Fund, and then it would be distributed equitably among all of the employees here. That includes everyone except the executive director, and it includes the waiters, the security, the front desk, the house cleaners, the maintenance, the nurses, the aides, and everyone that's an employee. The pool is awarded on the number of hours worked during the year, excluding overtime. And the people that make over $50,000 a year just gets a honorarium, and we take that money out and then divide the number of hours into the amount that we've collected and come up with a multiplier to give according to the number of hours a person worked. And if you don't work enough to get a check for $25, you don't get anything. The contributions are not tax deductible. We have a guideline. It's $1.50 per day per person, which works out to be about $550 a year per person, or $1,100 for a couple. This is a guideline only. Some people give more, some people give less. So take it into consideration, your finances and your desire, and make your own choice. We keep no records on who gives or how much anyone gives. The fund year runs from December the 1st until November the 30th. And you can make your checks out to the Employees Appreciation Fund, or EAF, and put them in the white box that's locked in the atrium there by the desk. You can put in cash if you want to. Please, no envelope, or if you do use an envelope, make it a small one. If you so desire, you can visit your bank or credit union and set up an automatic deposit to the Employees Appreciation Fund. And that's a good way to give throughout the year.
Hi, I'd just like to add a couple of things to what Jerry said. We have a letter coming out this week to all new residents. That's everybody who came here after September of last year and be up to date. So that letter will be out. It's got a lot of information in it, written in small type, but it's all on one side. And we would really like it if you have any questions at all to put them in the box, either my box 353 or Jerry's 051, and we'll answer them next week. In fact, we'd rather just answer questions than sit here and give you a straight spiel. We're also going to send a letter to the responsible financial person, power of attorney, for all residents in the health center. That would be except for those residents who still handle their own finances. That letter will also go out this week. I wanted to add one thing to what Jerry said about the honorarium of $100 to all people who make $50,000 a year. And to that sum this year, we will add the COVID bump amount. So, as I said, if you have questions, and we hope you do, just put them in one of our boxes. You have the letter that went out this morning with the information. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us today for Tuesday Talk. I want to remind you that we've emphasized these safe practices during this period of heightened restrictions, not only with our residents, but our staff, our visitors as well. It's so critical that we all as a community are able to follow these safe practices. You might have heard in my memo recently, I've asked all of our employees to compartmentalize, which means remain in the area that you're assigned to. If you work in independent living, we ask the staff members to stay in independent living. If you work in skilled nursing, to stay in skilled nursing. It's critical that we do not have any crossing over of staff and avoid any further infections throughout the campus. It's really, really important. So as I said earlier, thank you all. We can do this as a community. We can be hopeful, yet at the same time vigilant and extremely careful. So stay well. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me, Stephanie, Jackie, any of our wellness nurses. It's important that you understand the situation at hand and that you follow all these safe practices. So thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful day.